listening to Fresh Tape.
You are listening to the Fresh Take Network.
You're listening to the Fresh Take Network.
What it is, what it do? Welcome to a Fresh Take. Joshua, Adam, and Martha, the talented, sexy, dangerous, the Devan here. It's Devan Seal.
I'm still hanging on by a thread.
But we're free. We have one show. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it great?
Yeah, but like it almost feels like people hate this show the most right now.
Oh yeah, it's the Game of
It's getting
Thrones.
bad.
Like it's weird to say Dexter because Dexter now is a different show now. Like I feel
Sure.
like Showtime. I have to say Showtime Dexter finale, not
Mm,
Paramount Dexter.
okay.
It kind of prefaces that like it's in Showtime Dexter territory. How I Met Your Mother. Um, and again, I don't think it's particularly terrible. It's just like, bro, like you have an episode left. Like,
Yeah,
tick
what are we
tick.
doing? Wait. Yeah, oh yeah. And then of course like we're gonna make Gen V this thing and they're gonna show up for 30 seconds.
Like, like Marie shows up like, I heard you are the Homelander killer. Well, that's a little underestimated. Anyways, go home. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
I know. That was so funny. Like, we don't want you here. I was like, okay, fuck me then.
I was like, well, what was the point of all this shit?
And that's I think that's what's getting frustrating is I don't know if anybody knows what the point is for any of this right
Well,
now.
even
Like I'm
Homelander,
I'm
like,
so confused.
why did Homelander not kill Frenchie?
Did he not kill him? Like how do we do are we sure?
You know, because he had the radiation.
Well, yeah, you get the radiation. I mean, if he dies through radiation is or
Yeah.
here we go. I guess what do you think is going to happen? Is you think Kimiko's going to like kind of sacrifice herself for him or give him some Gen V or something like that
I
so that
don't
he's going to
know.
be I think that's I could see that happening.
Kind of this, like, I mean, there's so many things I get, like, you text me about Starlight. Like, she's very, like, my
Don't get
powers
it.
are what they are when I want them to be.
I do not get her powers whatsoever at this point in my life. Like,
Same with,
is
like, the
she?
TikToker kitty cat, like, which is a sentence is weird to fucking say. Like, her powers are, like, I can do this and I can do this. I'm like, okay, so you just fucking do everything then?
That is that fight in particular is exactly why I think the show has kind of jumped the shark a little bit. And I am so I've always kind of been iffy about it, and I think it's been well known. Like I think there are things that are they're nice about it, they're good about it. I think the premise is really cool. The tonal whiplash is just the most god-awful experience. Like either make it a comedy or make it super serious. Like I'm okay with either, but every time I think that they're going to be serious, which I think they would be serious in the last few episodes of the goddamn whole show, they then have a butt sniffing scene between a cat and a dog hero, which was just like
Uh,
I that checked me out. It really, really, really checked me out. I'm really sorry. Like I I understand that, what's his name? Dog Knot
I
had
don't
like,
know.
I understand that, he has some powers. I understand that he's like relatively useful. That whole thing was just a goddamn waste of my time.
Yeah.
And now I don't know what to think because I don't really care about anybody anymore. Like I'm not sure. I just don't know, man. I need some help
I mean,
here.
I don't really even want to talk about it. I'm kind of just want to have some fun
Yeah.
with some other stuff this week. So, I mean, the finale's next week. I would say like the other three shows we watched, even, Daredevil, the more I kind of took time away from, like, I'm like, I really did like that finale of Daredevil quite a lot. I mean, even like the penultimate wasn't bad. I mean, Daredevil, The Boys makes Daredevil look like fucking Succession or Mad Men.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
kind of where we are right now. And it's again like I see Eric Kripke just be like, "Oh, well, the real world did this and that sucked for us." I'm like, just no, like it shouldn't have any effect of what you're doing. If your whole thing was just to have the season be satire and that was your only aim, then again, that's
Yeah.
fine for season 2 or 3, but this is your final fucking season, dude.
Well, it's like it's weird time to wrap. It's weird time to not wrap things up. It's a weird time to introduce new things. Um, and then the things that do get wrapped up, I feel kind of shitty about even just kind of watching it. Like, just to go back to like the whole noir fight, like, or lack of a fight, I guess. So we forgot that Noir can fly, and that he's like relative. So both the Deep and him, okay, let's say they're the same amount of strength. Okay, no big deal. Um, we forgot that Noir has narcolepsy. We forgot that he can fly. Like, it just happened. And like, I don't really know. It's not about who to cheer for. I just like don't really understand the show anymore. I don't know what I'm supposed to find funny, what I'm supposed to find as being like too real. Um,
I just don't
and
think there
then
was any
like,
different stakes at all in this. Like we came off an okay episode last week, right? Like, okay, he gets the V type of thing,
sure,
right?
sure.
And so like, okay, so now we have this big buildup. He has the V. And
Well, we
instead it's
also
just
had to
like
introduce
this,
we had to introduce a brand new character
yeah, like
to plug the new show, right? So we had to
yeah, I
have Bomb
just
Site.
and then he kills the president in it. And then Ashley, I guess, is president now.
I technically, I suppose, but like,
It was just
no.
I don't know anymore, dude.
And if like the weird part is are people who are like, oh, like you just don't understand it. No, like
I
I
understand that
never
it's
I never
pretty thick for
really,
stuff. Like I still don't know if
yeah.
Ryan's dead. Like that happened 3 or 4 episodes. I don't know if Ryan's dead. Like I don't know. Like I'm pretty sure Stormfront's not fully dead. I could be mistaken,
Well,
but that was never.
she was like a torso, right? She was
Yeah,
like recovering. And so I'm assuming that when you have Gen 1 G or V1, sorry, I kind of think or assume that you have like regenerative properties or like you
you
can kind
think?
of come back from. I'm just going to assume that, okay? I don't know if I'm wrong or not. I just assume that because why the hell not? But then, but then, for the highlight of the show, Soldier Boy is like,
Back in
yeah, I'm out
ice.
of here. I'm out of here, which was fine. Okay. And then he gets got in like the most predictable, dumbass way possible,
Yeah,
where so he's one of the OG superheroes. He fought in wars. He's a combat veteran. Now he is. I know there's some questions about his history, which I think is going to be, which would be fun to dissect. Um, oh, gotcha. I choked you out from behind, and no one had any idea.
well,
And
and
I was
also
like,
like bringing the
oh my
Gen V
God.
kids in the penultimate episode. I'm assuming Maeve's in the finale, right?
Why would she be?
Like
Didn't
I
her
mean,
act
there
didn't
was
her actor
rumors that
quit acting?
her and Anthony Starr hate each other. There was rumors of that. So maybe
Well,
it's true.
the
I don't know.
rumor is that he like bullied her on set to the point that she
Yes.
quit acting.
Yeah.
I have not I'm not
Whoa!
corroborating that.
Boom! Walk off grand slam for the Blue Jays, by the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not corroborating that. I'm not assuming that. It's just what like that's what people heard and have understood. Okay. So why would she be back in, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think, even just from a logistical standpoint, I don't think she's coming back.
No, it makes sense.
That's me though. So yeah,
It's just
I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun with this show anymore. I'm not having fun with like a lot of shows, but this one in particular is just like it's like so mind scratching. I just don't really understand some of these decisions and like let's make Kimiko let's make her talk all of a sudden and then oh yeah, Starlight. Do you know what she does for her power? Nope, because I
Nope.
don't, because I can't tell if she's supposed to be like super, super strong or if she just has twinkle eyes for fun. Like, I don't know, man. I'm so frustrated. Like, yeah. That's me though.
I just again like I at times again like I'm just like consistently just like how much
Why should
time?
I care? That's my question. Why should I care? I don't really care about Butcher. I don't really care like and
No,
then
you
like
know
so
what?
that
I just saw Mortal Kombat, which I'm going to talk about, which I want to talk about more. And I was like, oh, yeah, there's been a lot of Carl Urban stuff with the boys this week. Like
yeah,
he's liking post shitting on this season,
yes.
and so did
He is.
Frenchie, I believe, as well.
No, Mother's Milk.
Mother's Milk did, yeah. And Van Lathan is kind of in some of the Ringerverse kind of because he's friends with Mother's Milk, kind of
Oh, is he
insinuated,
actually?
yeah,
Oh, cool.
kind of insinuated that he wasn't thrilled with this. So like it seems like the cast really didn't like this shit. And you can tell like kind of going back and some stuff this week, like looking at Carl Urban on some boys stuff for this last run compared to Mortal Kombat. I'm like, oh yeah, here's one property. He's like, fine, whatever. And another property he's like really into.
So do you think it's because of like they're just tired and the show needs to end, or do you think it's the decisions?
I think I mean, look, it's you kind of saw the same thing with the cast of Game of Thrones at the end, right? Like when they asked like Amelia Clark, like, what do you think of the season? And she had the sarcastic, best season ever.
Right. Okay.
And I mean, it's kind of the same we saw with, with John Boyega and Hamill for some of the Star Wars stuff, right? Like Hamill's been the most outspoken about it. But like sometimes actors just can't, they'll do what they're gonna do. It's their job. But sometimes they can't hide their dismay. It's kind of hard. Like
No.
as good as actors as some of them are, they can't fake like not liking something. And it does seem like a lot of them didn't like the directions of everything that has happened this season. Because like I said, like if this was season like three of the boys, I'd have no problem with it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's been an okay season so far. Cool, 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 cool. But like this is the final season, so we should have been ramping up, ramping up, ramping up, ramping up, right? Like I'm not trying to compare it to Succession, Shogun, even, right? But Shogun was a continuous ramp up to where we're gonna go, right?
Yeah.
The stakes are not there. There's no stakes. I know Homelander's powerful, and you're wasting a lot of time on this. He wants to be God stuff. Like
Well,
it's a
I don't
storyline
even
that I
mind that
get.
stuff. I don't even mind that. I do care about like I don't need to see random people sit in a movie theater and be scared. I do want to see him take control of the Senate or take control of the military or give the audience a reason why that we should think that he's the real deal right now because even he himself, in my opinion, has come across as being like a parody,
Yeah.
if you will. And
Well, a lot of people have said like too, like um this isn't the Homelander from beforehand. Like he would like
no,
the decisions he would, especially if he does think he's a god. In that scene, like with Frenchie, he would have been like, I'm a god. You're not gonna bait me. Boom, done. Like he wouldn't have wasted even a conversation. Like I can't keep on dealing with this in
keep letting him live.
no, well, this Homelander's like, who am I? What am I? I'm so indecisive and upset about who I am and want people to love me. That every fucking season. Like the point should have been now is like, I'm a fucking god, whether you like me or not. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna live for fucking ever and I'll make you. That should have been what Homelander is at this point. Make him fucking evil, like the Viltrumites, right? Not to
Right,
bring it back there, like Thrag, like I fucking don't like this guy. I understand, but I can understand as a villain, like where he's trying to go with things, right? Like he's a piece of shit. This, and this. He's trying to conquer, trying to repopulate the earth. This, and this, and this. I get what Thrag's point is, right? I
right.
get what Lucian and all the other Viltrumites are trying to fucking do. I like Homelander. It's so like all he is just love me, love me, love me. Oh, I'm a god now, love me. But he doesn't like put the actions towards that really at all to build up to those stakes.
Well, it's like we are supposed to expect that he does want or need love, but then and I mean Also, I guess we've kind of delved into it a little bit in terms of the ideas of like him getting people to read their minds and then tell him if they actually fear him or not, which is fine. Um, but like we're not getting enough. My problem is I'm not getting enough of it. Like
This is the
almost
stuff
like
that goes back to like the stuff at the beginning of the show with Stan Edgar, or
yep,
I'm
yep.
forgetting the woman's the girl that played the lead in Adventures in Babysitting and was in Karate Kid. I'm forgetting her name right now.
Was her name Chloe or something? The
Yeah,
daughter?
like having like her, like it's always that's consistently been the side, and then now with Soldier Boy, it's about, and like it seems like you're gonna try like keep on teasing this thing of like Stormfront's gonna be his mom, right? And it's like, is that gonna happen in the final episode? But like they just kind of almost just dropped it after when Soldier Boy's like, I loved her too, kind of thing. It was like, okay, well, it didn't seem like where you guys were going. You seemed like you were going in a much more fucked up direction with this.
Well, and then of course like the setup for Bot Rising, which is like so frustrating,
And then
right?
Sage too, like now she's torn up with Mocha Dolkin? Now?
I
The
know,
The
right?
Dolkin's been gone for however long, and now she's upset at Mocha Dolkin?
Now,
What?
yes, yes. Now she's upset.
It's just
But
like
even then, like, so now she's like living with them in like the school, right? Like, it's like this is like she went from like, because I thought she had all these plans, plans A, B, and C, and her
yeah.
eventual plan was to live in a bunker and stuff like that. But now she's living in a school because she turned on Homelander
Because she
because,
had one thing go wrong?
yes, that's correct. She had no plan B or plan C, even though she talked about having
Yeah.
plans A, B, and C. So. That's and this goes back to like the tonal whiplash, right? Where um there are certain parts of the show that I do appreciate. There are little glimmers here and there that I'm like, oh yeah, like I would like to do more of this. Like this is the time, this season should have been the time where Homelander starts grabbing power from the government and starts making changes. So we started the season off with people in these friggin' concentration camps and have literally not talked about it one more time.
Nope.
Instead, we spent so much time, and I don't think this is not their problem because I actually really enjoyed this character, but like we spent so much time on Firecracker and our father or O father,
Oh,
doesn't
father.
matter. It's a stupid name anyways. We spent so much time with this douchebag, and now it's like we're because we gave like, and I think he's also a tremendous actor too. These are the kinds of plot holes or plots you start going up in season three and a half, really ramp up in season four. So then in season five, if they die early like Firecracker, it actually means something. Because like her dying right now, I don't like, so she didn't like, she was a she's a Christian superhero from the South who didn't like Homelander being a god, and then that was it. Like,
That was actually
okay,
probably
it
my
was a good
most
scene.
intrigued episode, to be honest. That was the
Oh
episode
yeah,
I probably
but it's
was
just
the
like,
most intrigued with in hindsight now.
but my problem with it is that I don't really have much of I didn't have much of a reason to like care for Firecracker lately.
I thought that that was at least like the most interesting side of her, like
Yep.
coming to
Oh
grips with
yeah.
her religion and then this devotion to
Yep.
Homelander. Like that was the
That was
most
fine.
interesting to me.
Just it was just like a little too late.
Yes.
It
It
was
was
like
very like
three,
again they're trying to do satire on life though, so they're doing Taylor Green, right? That's what they're trying to say
right.
satire there, right? And like that's where I think Eric Kripke and these guys fell a little bit short in the season at times. They've been so obsessed with trying to do satire of the real world on every single episode instead of focusing on the fucking story. And I'm fine with the satire. Please satire it. But like, I think there's also a bigger story to be fucking told here. And I think at times they focus too much on the satire, like, oh, how can we get this reference and this reference and this reference to the real world, instead of just focusing on, hey, this is your final season. This isn't season three.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's just it's like a little like it feels like they're just throwing shit to see what sticks and obviously to set up Vought Rising, which is really funny because I think having had Soldier Boy last season, you would have told me that he's in Vought Rising. That's all I needed to know. I would have been like, yeah, I'm in because he's my favorite part
Yeah.
of the boys. But now, because of like how obnoxious they are with throwing this shit in, like I actually like do not want to watch Vought Rising anymore.
I mean, I'm still gonna watch it, but I get what you're saying.
I don't dislike the idea of it. I just like I wish that the
I
final
think what you're
five
saying is because
episodes.
we're getting the boys Mexico as well. It's like I don't need this other world of the
Mm-mm,
boys. Like
mm-mm.
I haven't heard there's an Invincible spinoff, but I'm like for some of these like I just need the one show. Like there's other things I'd rather have, like with Mortal Kombat being as successful as it was, and so many characters that I'm interested in, like that I'd be fine if they split things off and start building a world out of that because there is so much shit in there. I just don't give a fuck about any of this. In fact, the
Well,
fact
that's
that we've
it.
talked about it for what now, fucking 20 minutes, I'm almost mad we talked about it for 20 minutes, to be honest.
But in reality, I'm just trying to avoid having to talk about the one show that I think we might disagree on a little bit. I actually, maybe not. Hard to say.
Punisher?
Yeah.
I don't have anything there's nothing to talk about. It was just action. Like, I mean, the PlayStation 2 cutscene was interesting to say the least. Um,
Then again, though, Disney did downsize Marvel's
they
entire
did.
like department, and this is the result. Like
AI
we
would have been
have to
better.
get.
Something from Sundance would have, or whatever that the AI that everyone uses, that would have been way better.
Oh my God,
I
it's like,
I have a conspiracy theory. They did this on purpose to be like, see, this is why we need to use AI.
what do you mean?
That VFX shot is so bad
Yeah.
that it's a conspiracy theory that they put it in there so they can be like, this is why we had to switch to AI because the VFX was just not there and the AI is.
Oh, like it was like a false flag, like
Hmm.
on purpose type thing.
Yeah.
God, I mean that's a pretty good.
I,
That's a
I
little
I have nothing
conspiracy
to
theory for
say.
me, but like that's a good answer.
That's like my only point. I have nothing really to say about the show. Like I was intrigued with the villain. Like I want more. Like, but I don't get it. Like when we got Werewolf by Night, like really good one off. Got introduced to the characters, ended perfectly. I want more. At the end of this, for what it is, cool. Like really good action pieces. Punisher being Punisher, kind of got a little bit of John Wick 3 vibe to it. Cool.
Yeah.
But then it's done, and I'm like, okay, well, where the fuck is this going? How is this leading into Spider-Man?
Yeah, this
And
is
so I
my
have
this is
no
my
idea
problem.
how any of that. And so I you don't have to fucking watch this to go and watch Spider-Man. And if I was in charge of Disney, I would be like, I want people to say, hey, you should probably watch this to know what happens in Spider-Man or to get to Spider-Man.
Or at least explain why Frank is doing what he's doing. Not like this is the thing. This is like the perfect setup. This has the perfect opportunity of being a movie that if a fan goes and watches today or tomorrow or yesterday and then goes into Spider-Man and they see Frank, the questions are answered.
Yeah.
But for the average person who didn't watch this show, they don't need to see that to be like, oh, just the Punisher's in it. But then at the same time, like, how many times do we need to see Frank Castle for an hour and then get him in the Punisher costume for like 30 seconds?
Yeah.
A lot. It happens a lot.
And I
And then
mean,
on top of that, it's the friggin' like I don't mind like so this Punisher is like crazy, crazy. Okay. We all understand that, right? Like he's actually got like severe he's really fucked up. He's a little insane too, but that's besides the point. Like, did the visions really help the movie or the show at all?
dude, I don't remember anything except for the like. So I can't have much of a
No,
conversation
but
about
no,
this.
but did the visions of this in like the visions of his colleagues help this episode? No, not really.
like again, when this is remembered, all it's going to be like, hey, if you just want to see some badass action set pieces, cool. That's all I can tell you about it.
But even then, like I have just seen the raid within the last like 3 months. This is the
Sure.
raid, the better version of the raid.
It's like the
You've
Raid mixed
seen
with John Wick 3. That's
you've
what it
seen John
is.
Wick 3.
Yep.
Absolutely it is. And inherently there's nothing wrong with it. Like the problem is like I can't even say like it's well done because the mixing was god awful because it was mixed. Apparently all the dialogue was is supposed to come out of like a different channel or something like that. I was reading online. The CGI was laughably bad. And also like I don't feel like I learned anything about Frank or knew anything
Well,
about
for
Frank. Like
my biggest thing I've read from people on Reddit and X, I've never read a Punisher comic, so I'm not going to pretend that I know Frank Castle as much. I know a base level of Frank Castle, and I think that's what you know probably too. From my understanding of people that actually read the comics and understand the Frank Castle character, this is a very bad portrayal of Frank Castle.
well, even Barenthal came out and said it in an interview. I don't know if it was today or recently, but he was like, "Oh yeah, like the Punisher is for everybody. The Punisher is for cops. The Punisher is for military. The Punisher is for like." And it's like, "No, he's not. Like
No, he's not.
The Punisher literally punishes bad people, including bad cops, bad corrupt cops. That was actually how it started, was that he went and killed the cops who like killed his family, right?
Mhm.
Who led to his family dying. Nothing about that says Punisher's for cops. He's not anti-cop, but he's not for the
I
cops.
mean, the writer of Punisher, when cops were having the skull on their vest, he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
take that off. It's not for
No,
you."
it's not. And that's the funny thing is like art imitating life where people don't understand what Punisher means and using it as a symbol when it seems like Disney doesn't really understand what Punisher is. And if I were to like here's my elevator pitch for if you want, okay, so Disney calls me, it's not Iger anymore, but hey, it's Bob Iger. I want you to do a 1 hour thing. Barenthal signed on, and what's your pitch? I'll be like, okay, so it's gonna set up for Spider-Man? Yeah. Is it after Daredevil? Yeah. Okay, perfect. The Punisher is going after the anti-vigilante task force. Exactly like Bullseye did. Maybe you have a Bullseye cameo. But like, I don't really get. So he kills all these gangsters. The gangster's mom or the gangster's wife sends the gangsters, or not even the gangsters. So hear me out. So we're
There's a
not even.
bounty on him.
Yeah, there's a bounty on him, but like, okay, so this is taking place roughly around the same time as Spider-Man. I mean, roughly, okay, not exactly. I know it's
I have
before, I
no
know it's
idea when it
after.
takes place.
So you're telling me in the Daredevil TV show that we had just finished, where the Punisher makes a brief appearance. He's locked himself in this room where everybody in the whole city knows where he lives, even though he's a
Dude,
most FBI
you're
most
forgetting the
wanted
most
fugitive.
important part. The last time we saw fucking Frank Castle, he was in the Kingpin prisons. We have no idea how the fuck he got out of there.
Okay. This, which leads me to believe, or my version of the story would be him going after anti-vigilante task force members, the ones who captured him, which is getting his revenge, which is killing cops, which is a good, like for the Punisher is a good thing. So he's like working out, he's living in the projects, he's like just he's drinking all the time and throwing up all the time. He never leaves the house and like, but everyone knows that he lives there. Not that hard apparently. And then, so now that he's killed, like now that he killed those gangsters, which I'm assuming is a TV show plot, whatever, the whole town or the whole like neighborhood is under like martial law where these gangs of people are raping and killing and th killing dogs and killing people and shooting people, and the cops can't control it because they're getting attacked and killed. And yet not one mention of this is in Daredevil.
I'm saying.
So there's literally a section of New York that is completely lawless. There's no mention of Kingpin. There's no mention of the anti-vigilante task force. There's no mention of Spider-Man. There's no mention of Daredevil. There's no like
Bro, you're
where
also
where the
forgetting
where the fuck does this
where's
take place?
where the fuck is Spider-Man?
That's
Where
what
are
I'm
the new
saying. Yeah.
Avengers? Like where are the Thunder where are the where is like Louis Drury Dreyfus's character of stopping
Ah,
this.
I mean,
My
she's too
my
busy
point
working for the
is
government.
like I just
It makes no sense.
it's kind of like, why I loved Ant-Man for doing when they do the simple things of like when he's with Hank Pym and he's like, I think maybe we should call the Avengers. And then Hank Pym's like, this job's a little bit too small for them. Right? So it's like,
Sure.
cool, got it out of the way. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I love when Marvel or any of these shows just kind of hint on that. Invincible's done that at times too when they've done side missions. Like, maybe we get Invincible. Well, Mark's not here or Mark's doing this.
Yes,
Cool,
just
done.
explain it. Just
So like
explain
because
it.
now in this, I don't know where the fuck Daredevil is. I don't know where fucking Bullseye is. I don't know where Spidey is. I think Hulk, from what I've seen in the trailer, that's going to piss us off as well as Bruce Banner, I believe, is working at NYU as a professor right now. So there's another
Yes.
hero right now. So like,
Oh, guess what?
I,
Oh, yeah, Sorcerer Supreme.
yeah, Sorcerer Supreme, Wong, and Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah, live in New
So
York. So there's
yeah.
like that's it. I don't need to have all these characters show up in a 1 hour Punisher one shot. I don't even need to have you name drop them all. But I do need to understand why there's a literal section of New York City that has no police and no law,
Well, like
and everyone's just cool with it. Why
if
is
it was
everyone
just
cool with
like
it?
the hit, then and there's like one like hotel where like people are like mobsters or whatever coming after him. Okay, whatever. But like, yeah, when they got to the street and everyone was like going crazy and motherfuckers were throwing dogs over cars and everything like that, I was
Yes,
like,
yeah.
okay, like at some point, like your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is gonna have to show up at some fucking point. Now,
Because
I
here's
will give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe in Spider-Man this will be explained. I don't think it will be, but I
no,
will
it won't
give
be.
a benefit of the doubt. I want to put an asterisk there for when we get it
Sure.
in a month, in 2 months here, that maybe they'll explain it. I don't think they will, but I will give a small benefit of the doubt. Maybe that will be explained.
Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna give it a couple percent chance of them actually talking about it. Um, Going back to like my imaginary pitch meeting, I would have rewritten Daredevil to have the finale should have been not only Kingpin fighting a lot of the Daredevil civilians. I would have liked there to be a bit more of like a quote unquote civil war a little bit between like so riots amongst anti-vigilante people and pro-vigilante people because that would explain the lawlessness in New York City that Frank is trying to excuse.
Or
You
how
could
about
also
this?
introduce or have Bullseye work with him because they have
Yeah.
similar skill sets. And then you go after, or maybe Bullseye's the one who breaks Frank out of the prison. Then the two of them could go after the guys who put him in prison, and they have to go around New York, which is under riots with good, well, quote unquote, good people and like vigilante people and anti-vigilante people. Then you could have like kind of like a nighttime thing where they're trying to get from like one side of the town to the other side to go kill. Like who's the head anti-vigilante guy who looks kind of like Matt Damon, what with black hair? Whatever his name is, the guy with the stereotypical New York, the head anti-vigilante guy. Make
Buck?
him, huh? No, not Buck. Um, but make him the big bad that Bullseye and him have to go hunt down.
Well, how's about even this? Like, because the villain is like an actual villain, and the comic is actually really good. This villain in Daredevil.
Sure, sure, okay.
Like you could have just said like, oh, like you could have showed him in the pen thing right there, right? And been like, Frank, you're out of here. He's like, what? Kind of thing. And they throw him on the street. And then she's there on the front street right there because how she just fucking sees him at the bus station there is fucking weird already. I was like, what the fuck? She just knows he's by the
That's what I'm
buses.
saying.
So,
Everybody
but like if you
knows.
if you had her, excuse me, right there when he gets out, and then she would have paid Kingpin to be like, I want Frank Castle the fuck out. She comes from wealth or whatever, right? You can see that from having a chauffeur and the way that her
Well,
family was and her
she's a
husband was,
crime
right?
boss.
So
Yeah.
she comes from family. Kingpin did her a favor by getting Frank out
Right.
and putting her then at least then you have the setup. She knows where Frank is. This is how this all sets up. That's how he
Sure.
gets out. So then at least I have all that figured out. But I don't know how
Yes.
the fuck this guy got out of because even we saw the vigilante breakout. He wasn't there. And
with
if he
oh with
was, they should have fucking showed
Swordmaster.
it. It's kind of a big
Yeah.
deal. He's got his own fucking episode.
Well, that's ex this is exactly like the funny thing about you like so before this show even came out, why not just make the show about him breaking out then?
That's what I thought it was.
That'd be because that'd be a lot of fun is to watch him break out of a prison
Yeah.
and then he can be like, everyone keeps asking if I'm back and I'm thinking I'm back. And
Yep.
then he's back for Spider-Man. That seems to make a lot more sense than him doing the raid over and over again
Yeah.
because everyone knows where he lives and then he went and he's only back because he saved Bubbles' daughter and then he goes to his family's gravestones. He's like, "Hey, hey, young daughter, I met a girl who's exactly like you, and that's why I'm back killing
And I
people." Like,
haven't seen the
shut the
show.
fuck
I
up.
don't think I haven't seen the Netflix show. I don't think you've seen the Netflix show.
No, at this
This
point, I
shit
don't even
hasn't
want
been
to.
probably going on for the past two seasons, I'm assuming.
Well, I think yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's like pretty like that's the show is just like a retread of like everything that we already know him to be. So I don't learn anything new about Frank. And so like it's funny because at the end of the show it ends with him being at the grave site and he's like or well, mostly ends with him at the grave site where he's like now like he's still gonna like hallucinate about his family, but now he's good with it because there was a sign because he saved a little girl who was
Yeah.
just like his daughter. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Like this is so like and I know Barenthal wrote it and I do actually like Barenthal's character of him, even if Barenthal's playing Barenthal. I don't mind that part. But how long do you think it took them to write that? Like 3 hours?
Probably.
Two
Like, I
hours?
mean,
Like,
if you
oh
just
my
strip the story
God.
away and you just go by the action, I loved all the action. The action and everything
Sure.
was great. I mean, but
Yep.
my main thing after
Yep.
this, I'm like,
Yep. Yep.
I don't really know if I really needed this show. Like, give me a Punisher video game. That was kind of my main thing. I'm
I
like,
did think about that too, actually.
that was the
That
main thing. I'm like, I don't know if I want the show. I want a game.
I liked that idea too. I like that thing that like I came out of that being like, oh my God, like how fun would like because there was even like a little bit of like there's like a couple of like Hotline Miami shots in it too, which was
Yep.
also reminiscent of
Wick.
John Wick when he's
Yeah.
in the apartment building with the flaming shotgun, the dragon's breath. Um, so like there were like little things there where like they want us to feel that way, and then they're like actually just kidding, like we're actually not going to do any of that. We're like, oh, okay, like I guess I'll just sit here and fuck myself.
Um,
I don't know what's going on with these shows anymore. Like I just feel like they hype all these things up, and then it comes down to actually like doing it, and then I'm like, oh, I wish you actually didn't do it at all.
let's talk about a non-genre show really quickly here.
Margot's got money
Yeah.
problems.
Caught up?
Not yesterday's. So I've watched 6 or 7 of them.
I don't want to go too down. We'll talk about it next week when you're fully caught up then. I just
Is it the
think, I mean,
finale? Is it over now or is there a couple more episodes?
no, I think there's, let me see, I think one or two more. The problem with this show is I think it would have been better as a binge because
Ooh.
you do finish the episodes. You're just like, okay, I'm ready to go. Let's get to the next one. Like I
The
do think
pacing of it's pretty good though. I think each
pacing's
each
fantastic.
each episode has had like a very clear this is what we're going to tackle today and then it always ends with like this is what we're going to tackle tomorrow.
Finale's next week,
And
by the way.
yeah, okay. So I'm relatively fine with that. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would based off of the elevator pitch. Um, I am, as I've said before, I am reserving the right to judge it too harshly until it's done because I don't know what direction they're going to go in with it. Um, but so far, I think everyone's been relatively smart. Everyone's been relatively thoughtful. There's no dumb decision making so far than the dumb decision that got her pregnant in the first place. Um, and you know what, man? Like Nick Offerman just makes everything better. Like his character, I really really enjoy her dad right
Has
now. I
he
enjoy
ever
Jinx.
led a show or movie? Has he ever been the lead? I don't think he ever has been like the lead of anything.
That's a great
Not saying he
question.
needs to be, but like he is in like
Right.
top supporting. Like he just shows up and like he's like, okay, cool. Like
I'm
it's gonna be a better movie because Offerman's
Oh,
in
no
this.
doubt. Yeah, no doubt for sure.
And I think Pfeiffer's great. I think Elle Fanning's awesome in this.
Well, and so
Greg Kinnear's great.
Greg Kinnear is so funny right
Like
now. Like the whole
like
bachelor party wedding thing
yeah
where he's like the perverse magic show was like
yeah.
so funny.
Like even like he touched your kind of your heart of like when she gets kind of found out and then you're like this is the moment we're waiting for is for him to find out that she's doing OF and then
Yeah.
just the way that he handled it was just like so gentle and so kind. And
Yep.
then the way that Offerman reacted to it does make a lot of sense. And the way that Pfeiffer reacted to it as her mom, I was like,
Hmm.
that's one of the best scenes I've seen on TV this year.
Well, and I think it gives a lot of character I think it gives the characters the maturity to handle it in their own way. Um, like even for example, when she tells his name's Kenny, right? Kinnear's character.
Yeah,
So she tells Kenny, and he's like, and the first thing he jumps at is like, "Oh, you're like Mary Magdalene," and she's like, "I'm not a prostitute."
I
And like,
laughed so hard.
and it like that was like it's such a great show because these people's backgrounds are not their personalities. So now let me explain this. So Jinx is a recovering addict,
Mhm.
but we're not spending every episode wondering if he's gonna like go disappear and go shoot up heroin.
Yeah,
Like he's someone who's dealing with it, but he's also his own person. Kenny, the priest, we're expecting him to be this big prude and to be judgmental because we live in a world now where religion is really, really scary for a lot of people and how it treats others.
hmm
And that's the stereotype. Kenny is not the stereotype. It is a part of his life and it's a part of his personality, but he doesn't go around throwing it to other people, which I think is really great.
yeah,
So all of these adults are trying to help her figure out her life, and they're doing it in their own ways, but each one of those ways is a little bit different, and they're also kind of funny by accident. Like it's like the secondarily funny. And so it's almost touching because I actually do believe that this Greg Kinnear guy does care about her. And he's trying to help her rather than
yeah,
just judge her until she joins the church because he knows that's not going to happen, but he still respects her as a person. Love that part.
yeah, yeah. I thought that was. I mean, this I fell into this show as a happy accident because I was at my hanging out with my parents during my birthday, and there was like, "Well, what are we gonna watch?" I'm like, "I've heard this is good. Like, it was a book, so maybe we'll check it out." And then I was just like,
Right.
the first episode, like, I had low expectations, and this was better than I thought it had any right to be. So, and then it just kept on going. I'm like, okay, like, I guess, I mean, as we got to Tuesdays, I cared more about watching Margot than I did about Daredevil.
Well, Daredevil just seemed to drag. It was just
Yeah.
dragged and dragged and
And I
dragged and
care
dragged.
about
And
all
it,
like I told you, like my main thing with Daredevil is I didn't care about Daredevil. I care about almost all the characters in this. I care about Kenny. I care about Offerman's character. I care about Elle. I care about Pfeiffer. Like I care about the direction they're going. I don't feel overwhelmed by the story that they're telling with the characters either.
well, I like how, and this actually kind of proves my point with what I think I wish the boys or I wish Daredevil would have went. This is so clearly her story. She's in almost every, like Margot, she's in almost every single scene, and everyone around her, she's the main character. Everyone else around her is helping her or doing something with her or for her or because of her. When in Daredevil, we now have to worry about the serial killer. We got to worry about Vanessa. We got to worry about Kingpin. We got to worry about Bullseye. We got to worry about Buck. We got to worry about Gandolfini, we got to worry about BB. We got to worry about the fucking friend who's dead who keeps showing up in flashbacks.
People on the
We got to worry
docks.
about we got to worry about Cherry. We got to worry about like these are the named characters, let alone
Yeah.
this like the like how are you supposed to have a Daredevil show when you have like 19 other storylines going? I'm okay that those characters are in the show, but all of them should be advancing Matt Murdock and not the other way around. Like
Yeah.
I do not give a shit about Sherry's what Sherry does when he's not helping Matt Murdock. I should not have to think about it. But yet the show constantly makes me have to friggin' deal with it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it's
the
funny.
difference.
All the non-genre shows are the ones I've enjoyed. Other than I did enjoy Invincible, and I did enjoy Maul quite extensively, both of them. But outside of that, like enjoyed Rooster, which just wrapped up. I've enjoyed Margot. Euphoria keeps me talking. I'm intrigued to have conversations with people about it.
Because it's the finale coming up, I believe.
Of Euphoria.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Isn't it ending like very, very, very soon?
Yeah, and it's like Nick was like, dude, it's like almost 2 hours.
I heard that. I heard that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think I think what worked about Maul, like, so who's it really, really about? Maul.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, don't have to worry about anything else. Um, like it's not about Vader, but Vader shows up for like an episode and a half, and it's awesome. But the whole show, we spend all of our time thinking about Maul and understanding his perspective, so that when he does talk to someone like Devan, um, the show doesn't like randomly switch to like her entire backstory. Like, yeah, she just shows up out of nowhere. We're not supposed to know anything about her. We only know that like exactly what they've told us, and then it goes off. And then the only time that we ever really think about her again, which is it happens a couple of episodes into the show, is Maul and her together,
Yeah.
which I'm fine with because it's still about Maul, and it's Maul trying to seduce her, trying to the dark side, of course, not sexually.
She's not Darth Talon, by the way, people. Can we fucking stop? Give it up.
You're going to be disappointed. People are going to be so disappointed when that doesn't happen.
There was a
And
million
it,
Reddit threads and X
oh,
threads of
I
like,
don't care.
she's Talon, like she's not Darth Talon.
I don't care. I don't want her to be. I don't want her to be. Um, but I'm happy that she's in the show because she makes the show better because she's making Maul a more interesting character, not because the show's about her. We don't need any more Jedi who survived Order 66, at
Yeah,
least by name.
I sent you that article the other day that apparently Luke knew all like a bunch of the Jedi that survived, something like that. It was like, or Anakin or something. I don't know. Like it was like
I
really,
don't know. I don't care. Like honestly, like I only I don't care what happened in a comic book 6 years ago. Just let's move on.
yeah. Right. A few other housekeeping things. I'm gonna get out of here. A little bit more Mortal. I saw Mortal Kombat again. Oh, it's good. It's good. Already made
Is
its money
it,
back, pretty much.
did it really?
Yep, pretty
Oh, it's
much.
good to hear.
Yep.
Okay. So is there a number that they talked about that needs to
I've
make
heard
so they can do another one?
120 and it's at 85 right now.
Oh, okay.
Projections were 200. I still don't know if it'll get to 200, but that's not bad if it does. Like there's no competition this week
Right.
for Victoria slash Memorial Weekend on this side of the globe in North America. So I don't know how much that will affect things. I mean, the big movies are, I mean, Michael got to 500 now. So, I mean, you might have some repeats of Michael this weekend. Devil Wears Prada got to
Hmm.
250 now, I think. Sheep Detective didn't do good in the box office, but had good reviews.
Yeah, it's Hugh Jackman's best performance of his career or something like that.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
gonna see it. I'm interested in it. I think that's gonna do much better on streaming. Sheep Detective.
oh yeah.
I think it. I'm glad I went to the theater. I'll always be glad a movie goes to the theater, but I think it just like it kind of got it hard shipped between Devil Wears Prada, Michael, and Mortal Kombat, and then the next week after is Mando. So it kind of got a shitty spot that it was in.
Well, I don't think it never really was ever slated to win a box office. It just so happened. It's like the Paddington effect where like, oh yeah, it's a nice little movie. It's going to clean up a little bit. It just so happens to be a really good movie,
Yeah.
but no one ever expected it to like win a box office, right? So I think we should give it a little like we need to give it a little bit of credit, but we also should keep our ex like the expectations for this movie were not high.
No. For MK though, I saw it again in the theater. Man, I it might pass 95. It might be the best Mortal Kombat movie ever.
I mean, that's honestly, that's probably the best thing that could happen to, or at least have people say like, I like both of them equally.
I think this has the better fight. People really like. When was the last time you saw Mortal Kombat 95? A long time ago.
I think in the pandemic, I think I watched it to get ready for when this one came
Uh,
on streaming.
oh 01. Um, the Reptile Liu Kang fight is considered the best live action fight.
Okay.
I think the Kung Lao and the Liu Kang fight in this might be the best fight, but there's also like the Jax and the Jade fight is really good. And the Johnny and Katana fight's really good. The fights, like all the fights are really good. They do so much stuff to follow up to the game.
Right.
And
They're
I
doing
really
they're
do
doing their
think,
finishers, they're doing cool shit.
yeah, and I do think too, you could like if they wanted to do a Shaolin Monks movie, I'd be totally fine with that. They want to do Special Forces movie, like I think they can make that work.
Because who's
I
that? Jade and Johnny and
For Special Forces,
yeah.
that's Sonya and Jax. And I guess you
Oh,
can put
okay.
Stryker in there maybe.
Okay. But it fits the
Um,
lore. It fits like what you like.
yeah.
I mean, I guess like it will because Boone was doing it, right?
Yeah, it just and man, I was so wrong about Urban. He's not the Johnny Cage that I had in my mind, but he is the right
Right.
version of the Johnny Cage that they have. So the Johnny Cage I have in my mind is the young hotshot. I'm the shit. This
Okay.
is a washed up 90s Johnny Cage.
Oh, so they kind of change your expectations a little bit, hey?
Yeah, so and with that idea, he works great.
Okay.
He works great. Yeah, and I
Is his fighting good?
yeah, it's fine. It's not bad. Baraka's, I like the stuff with him and Baraka in it. Um, it's great. I might go see it again this weekend.
No way.
I'm really, it's not the best movie I've seen. Nirvana, the band, is the best movie I've seen this year still.
Okay.
Um, but this is my favorite movie, if that makes sense.
Oh, for sure. It's your favorite franchise. You know the most
Yeah,
about
the two
it.
lores I know the most about are Star Wars and Mortal Kombat, and I probably know more Mortal Kombat lore than I do Star Wars because that's way more extensive.
Oh God, it never ends. But I'm happy that you as because this movie, and we've talked about this before, like the amount of brand new, not video game people who are going to Mortal Kombat is probably you can count on two hands, probably. There's probably
Yeah.
and they're all probably
Dude, in
girlfriends.
the theater, I was a little concerned because I was like, in the theater, there was only two other people. I was like, damn. I was like, this is like when Dev and I went to Intimidation Game, and there's only two other people in there.
Oh my God. I know. Um, no, but to do a deep cut niche interest movie like this, because you're not gonna win a box office, you're not gonna make $1 billion because it's too niche, right? But if the people who like it the most are happy with the movie, man, that's gonna carry this franchise so much further because the next game's gonna get a bump because of it, because
Yeah.
the next movie's gonna get a bump
Well,
because
we've
the
already
next
seen that this week. It's weird though. Mortal Kombat 11 got the bump, not MK1.
and you didn't like MK1, right?
I thought it was okay. I think they kind of jumped the shark with some multiverse time travel shit, and Hanzo isn't Scorpion in it.
Right.
Kuai Liang is Sub-Zero. That's Sub-Zero's brother in the original timeline. So Bihan is still Sub-Zero, but then Kuai Liang is Scorpion, which was like, that's weird. That should be Hanzo Hasashi.
Hmm. You know what's funny though is like so not only is it like a well-made movie made by people who obviously care about the franchise, it also sounds too that you were relatively open to the idea of things being potentially different.
Yeah, and I listened to The Ringer and Button Mash. They're like, It's the problem with some of these video game movies or these genre depth movies. If anything's a little bit like puzzle
Hmm.
pieces in the wrong way, everyone's gonna complain, and everyone's like, I think too, everyone's just like, I'm just happy it's close enough. It's close enough. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever.
Well, that's
I,
but like wouldn't a lot of people's interests or hobbies or how they perceive it or fandoms be a lot better if we all just kind of said exactly like close enough? Now,
Way better. Well,
we're
I
not
think
comparing.
too, the thing that MK1 did add and a little bit of MK9 is you do know there is different timelines where this happens over and over again in different ways.
Sure.
So this is kind of part of the lore, right? Like this tournament and everything happens, but in so many different ways. So the look of how it can happen in infinite ways, but it always ends up in the same area at the end of the day and to Armageddon.
So it's what it is, it's like the end result will be the same, but how they got there is different.
Time as a flat circle.
Oh my gosh. Now that being said, like we're not comparing it to something like the Halo TV show, which was like universally shit on
Yeah.
because they there are some things. I think that's the hard part as a franchise. Like there are some things you are allowed to change, and there are other things that are like not, you cannot
No,
touch this
because Master
whatsoever.
Chief never takes his helmet off, right?
He takes it off if you beat, so this is funny. So in the books and stuff like that and whatever, even so if you beat it, if you beat Halo 1 on Legendary, there's a cut scene where he's in the ship and he starts to take it off and then it like cuts away so you can't see his
Mhm.
face. So like
Right.
people in the game and the books and the universe have all seen his face.
Right.
Everyone knows what it looks like, but the player doesn't. And they wanted to do that because then the players could imagine themselves being that
Yeah, it
character,
makes sense.
which is fine, whatever. But and I know like in a TV show you have to make an act. It can't be like friggin' Mando where you never like, and even like with Mando, you see Pedro Pascal's face somewhat often. Like you couldn't not do that for Master Chief, but I think it wasn't so much the taking the helmet thing off. It was more like having sex with Cortana or something like that. That was like
Yeah.
really throwing people off.
Dare I say, I love that the Variety headline at 1.2 was like the highest grossing fighting video game ever. I'm like, don't put the genre there. Just put where it ranks for video game movies. I don't need to see fight like I'm like, what did it go
Is it
against?
up
Like
there? Is it up there?
for video game movies?
Yeah.
I'd have to see, but like I'm like, what other fighting video game movies have there been other than Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter? Did Tekken have a movie that I wasn't aware of? It may have,
Oh
but
my
not at
gosh.
not at this level. Does Soul Calibur have one? Did
Not
Virtual
that I
Fighter
know
have
of.
one? Final
We're gonna look it
Fury?
up. Oh, the list is short. Oh, there is a Tekken movie.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so Tekken came out in 2009. Street Fighter came out in 2009. Dead or Alive came out in
Oh, Dead
2006.
and Alive. Okay.
There was a Final Fantasy game movie, but that was like a CG one.
Yeah.
Warcraft, Rampage, Real Steel, Agent 47, Hitman.
Real Steel
That
is
was
based on a video game?
no, I think they just I typed in fighting video game movies and Real Steel came out because I think it's like it's well, it's based on Rock'em Sock'em Robots, right? So
Yeah.
Max Payne, Resident Evil. There's a Monster Hunter movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
2020.
by
Oh,
PWS Anderson.
yeah, not too, no, not too many. Very, very few. Pixels, do you count that as a fighting movie?
No.
Oh, Double Dragon in 1994. Oh man, that might be kind of good actually.
I watched that actually. I mean, I remember it being good, but I was a kid. I was like 8, so it's probably terrible.
Virtual Combat. There is a Virtual Combat movie, but 1995 though.
Virtual Fighter?
No Virtual Combat.
What's Virtual Combat? Is
Maybe
there a
it's
Final
not.
Fury movie?
Not that I can see. This is just a quick Google thing.
So, I mean, as far as video game movies overall, I mean, 95 was heralded as the best video game movie ever, right?
It was definitely in the Rushmore.
I remember, and tell me if I'm wrong, I thought the first Tomb Raider was good.
I feel like those people were stands for it. Oh, here we go. Video game movies ranked by tomato meter. When did this come out? Doesn't matter. Okay. Uh, Based off of this one article. So this I don't
MK
think
is
I'm gonna
90, by the way, the new one.
so Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is number one.
I do think it's better than all the Sonic movies.
Werewolves Within, number two.
Oh, right. Josh Rubin from College Humor wrote that. And
Angry
apparently it's
Birds
pretty good
movie, Mortal Kombat 2. Oh, Mortal Kombat 2 is the fourth best video game movie of all time, apparently.
by Tomato Meter.
Yeah, so this is new. This is a new thing. But
Yeah.
oh wow. Okay, so let me just go through it quickly. Sonic 3, Werewolves Within, Angry Birds 2, Mortal Kombat 2, Sonic 2, Detective Pikachu, Gran Turismo's at 7, Sonic is at 8, Iron Lung, whatever that is. Super Mario Bros. Is at number 10. Mortal Kombat 2021 is number 11. Tomb Raider, the new one, is at number 12.
Mhm.
Rampage, Until Dawn, Minecraft movie. Super Mario Galaxy is 16. Angry Birds, Final Fantasy, Monster Hunter. Mortal Kombat 95 is number 20.
No Annihilation.
It's way.
Annihilation.
Mario Brothers 1993 is number 31. So there's more movies below that, a lot
So it
more.
might be the best one ever. It might now be the best video game movie ever.
It's pretty much up. It's pretty close. Oh, Annihilation is number 56.
I just rewatched it.
Yeah, didn't it doesn't hold up.
Oh God. Mother, you're alive. Too bad you will die.
I kind of like when people deliver lines like that though. It's always fun to like say it at parties and stuff.
And then like Shao Kahn. Like it was so nice just to see this actor be a good Shao Kahn. Is like, we will have the tournament and it will be glorious.
Hey man,
Oh, it's so
when you're getting
bad.
paid
So
that
bad
much
that it's
money
good.
to
I've been writing a few shows, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been trying to put some of those lines in it just for shits and giggles.
you gotta have like one or two per episode for fun.
Yeah.
That's where the boys is
I
missing
want
is
it to
like
happen so
every
when the
other
show
joke
comes
and
out and people are like, is that a Mortal Kombat Annihilation reference?
just have someone wear a t-shirt in the background or something.
Just because I'm
Be
like,
like,
that is
yes, it
such a
is.
randomly deep cut. Like, why a Mortal Kombat? I want to try to find when I write these scripts, I'm try to get like some of the worst line readings into it. Like there's that one when you go to like worst line readings ever, and like two that always stick up to me are just like, oh no, oh man, oh no, oh man, oh no, oh man.
What
And
is
then
that from?
there's I don't know, and then there's the one when the guy like is like garbage day and shoots the guy for no reason. I don't know where these things are from at all. But like whenever you once in a while when I get, bored, I'll try to go to find like the worst line readings ever. And Annihilation has like four or five in them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's known as one of the worst video game movies. So
There was a
it's
line in
got it.
two that Nick didn't like, and it was like, go and chain her up in the corridor throne room. Nick's like, I hate that line. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, not to put my nerdy cap on, but technically Katana and MK2 was chained up in the throne room, so technically it is lore accurate to
Oh,
put
it's
glasses
just the
on and be nerdy
delivery or
there.
what?
So,
It's
yeah.
just the delivery.
Yeah. I don't
Did
know.
you see, so just before we wrap up, did you see Gary yet?
No. Good.
I think so it's a nice little like it's a nice little 1 hour. It's not going to change if you like the bear or not. But what I didn't realize until I did some deep dives, they reference the show has referenced this event happening in multiple episodes. So they
Oh,
didn't just
really?
make like they did make it up for this one surprise episode, but like I guess Richie has talked about this particular scenario on the show a few times. And so it's just cool to kind of like and also like I think we forget how much we like Cousin and
Hmm.
Barenthal as Mikey is a great character. And I just any time to see them together more often is probably a good thing, in my opinion. So
So next week we'll have that, and we'll have Project Hail Mary finally.
Oh, you're gonna see that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I guess we'll talk about the
Okay.
boys finale.
Oh man, do you have high hopes? Because I'm not having high
No,
hopes.
I have zero hopes. I'm
I've
not. I
I
don't even. I don't even want to make predictions because I don't care.
I honestly feel like we are not going to. I feel like there's gonna be no resolution to some of this stuff. Like I feel like we're not gonna get any answers the answers that we want. Not even like that we want, that we expect.
Yeah, I'm. As far as things that are left here in May, um, did you know too that Spider-Man Noir is a binge?
I did not know that.
Yeah, found
When's
that
that
out
coming
today.
out?
27th.
Wow. Okay, we got a lot going on. Okay, so we got
So we
well,
have, yeah,
yeah,
we have this finale coming up. We have Mando. We have
right.
James Bond technically on PlayStation. I don't think either one of us are getting that on day one.
No, but
Um,
I'm gonna watch a lot of reviews.
yeah, if it gets like, I will say this, if it the reviews for Bond are overwhelming, like 9.5 tens, I will definitely think about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and then yeah, so Mando, Noir, Boys Finale, and Bond, I think are the big four coming out here.
I've heard some mixed things about some of the impressions that people had when they did some of the open tests for Bond.
Yeah,
Most of it had to do with like it plays too much like a Hitman game,
I heard that too.
which is ironic because people liked that.
Yeah,
Um, or there's like a disconnect because it wants to play open like a Hitman game, but there's a very specific story they're trying to tell.
yeah. Oh, and before we get, I saw the Lauren Michaels documentary.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it nothing I didn't really know about SNL. I don't think it really told anything really about Lauren either, but it was a kind of a fun ride.
he probably wanted it that way, for being honest,
Yeah,
right?
he's not a very good, and he admits it. He's like, I don't like talking on camera.
Yeah.
No, no. I
No.
love Conan was like, by the way, congratulations to Conan doing the Oscars 3 years in a row now. Conan's like, everyone has their Lauren. He's like, I prefer the Robert Smigel. That's a little bit more overdone.
Well,
I mean,
That's
Carvey does the
Dana.
best one. Carvey does the best one.
Well, and that's exactly. So
Yeah.
Dr. Evil is Myers doing Carvey
Yes.
doing Lauren.
Lauren. Yeah. Yeah. It was weird though. Only thing I would say about the doc that was weird to me is no Bill Murray, no Aykroyd, no Eddie Murphy, but I guess he didn't really work with Eddie Murphy, and no Farrell.
Oh,
Yeah. So that was weird. But yeah, as far as SNL goes this week, I'll kind of do a season review next week as well. Farrell's doing the finale this week
oh, that's probably people are probably
with
pumped for
Paul
that.
McCartney.
Oh,
Yeah,
well then, yeah,
that's a
people are
pretty
ready.
good way to go out.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyways, thanks everyone for listening. Until next time, folks, cheers and enjoy the day.
Thank you for listening to the Fresh Take Network. Follow us on social media platforms at Fresh Take 42.